Now to this. Newspapers across the country dropped the Dilbert comic strip over the weekend, just days after Scott Adams, the creator of the satirical cartoon, made controversial comments that publications are denouncing as racist and discriminatory. The cartoonist described people who are black as members of a hate group from which white people should get away. Those comments came in response to a Rasmussen Report survey in which 53% of black respondents agreed with the statement, "It's okay to be white," while 26% disagreed. Various media publishers nationwide denounced Adams' comments as racist, hateful, and discriminatory, while Andrews McMeel Universal, which distributes Dilbert, announced it would sever all ties with the cartoonist. The Anti-Defamation League has noted that phrase, "It's okay to be white," emerged on the infamous message board 4chan in 2017 as a trolling campaign and has a long history in the white supremacist movement. Adams defended his remarks on Twitter, saying he was only, quote, advising people to avoid hate, and suggested that the cancellation of his cartoon signals that free speech in America is under assault.
Well, you know, Rev,
he has since deleted the tweet.
I've seen people who have spoken out against cancel culture repeatedly, and you and I have actually as well, many occasions, have spoken out against the wokeness of this cancel culture. But I mean, this is even some people who are really intensely fighting cancel culture are saying this ain't cancel culture. This is just racism being called out. People don't want to be associated with a guy that says, "Stay away. I'm going to stay away from black people."
No, this is not a question of being taken out of context. This is not a question of saying something that you want to take back. This guy absolutely, unequivocally advocated stay away from black people. And let's remember, Adams said it while he knew he was a cartoonist in these major publications. So he would, if not penalized, have been normalizing that it's all right for these publications to do business and put forward the work in cartoons of a guy that says stay away from black people. I think they did what they should have done. I think it would have been offensive and really signaling some kind of subtle agreement to continue to do business with him. He has the right to say it. They have the right to say these do not reach our standards. Yes. And for Elon Musk and others to come to his defense makes us really question where are their standards and when or do they consider something bigoted and racist? Do you just have to go out and use the N-word outright? And even then, they may find some way to justify it.
Certainly the right decision by these business groups. And for Adams, not the first time that he has said things that were racist or certainly inflammatory. And Joe Mika, we should also note he is, and this, remember, Dilbert was a phenomenon some years ago, but he has really slipped in recent years during the pandemic, in particular, embracing full-on conspiracy theories, dangerous COVID conspiracy theories about government tracking, about vaccines being fatal, embracing QAnon-esque approaches towards Donald Trump and the government. So this is a little bit a long downward slide and this full-on racism with these remarks.
Well, and again, anybody that would defend him, they're defending this line right here. My best advice that I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. That's what he said in a video that he put up. He said, and again, for those who are defending him right now, what you're defending is this line. The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Rev, that's just, again, it's just straight out racism. And I'm going to be really curious to see how many people at other networks tonight decide that they're going to try to cast this as another example of cancel culture when, you know, it's just flat out racism. This is not, you know, so much with woke culture and cancel culture has to do with evolving standards, right? Like, oh, well, okay, well, we're not the same as we were 10 years ago. We've become more sensitive in this topic and that topic. And cancel culture, you often hear people getting caught in between these two eras. This would have been racist in 1955 if somebody had gone on the Steve Allen show and said, my best advice would be to stay away from black people. That person in 1955 would have gotten in trouble.
Absolutely. I don't even think Steve Allen would have let them finish the line. But I think that clearly we're dealing with somebody that blatantly says, he's not even hedging it, well, that whites should stay away from some blacks if they do A, B, C, or have certain views. No, whites stay away from blacks. You can't get clearer, more bigoted, and more racist than that. And the fact that it's even up for discussion whether legitimate businesses in the media world that has a standard would even debate whether or not they're going to do business with this guy who publicly says this. This is not a guy now that was taped at some cocktail party saying something off color. He put it up. He put the statement out there. He had no problem with it. He advertised it. So if you're going to take a position, then you should stand by your position and suffer the consequences.